All right, Parker, just start with you. Just kind of talk about being an MVP. You got to come back there and show me out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. It was a beautiful day out. This team fought their butt off. Everyone from, everyone on the defense to all the coaching staff to support staff, and it's a hard-fought win, and those are the sweet ones, so it was sweet.
With that, other questions?
Well, if we go to you first, obviously there was Shea getting ejected, and then you guys came together as a defense, got the big stop, they missed the field goal, and it looks like you're going to try to put it within a score. You make the big interception, arguably kind of, if not the biggest play, one of the biggest plays of the game. Cast. How did the defense rally around you once you made that play?
Yeah, no, I mean, losing Shea was very tough. He's been the leader of our defense all year. He makes those calls, makes those mic checks. And I'm going to give him the props for having that communication all year. Man, I was about 2 times as gassed as I normally am. So shout out to Shea and all the Mike linebackers that have to make those calls. But, we're just a unit, a solid unit. We want to play for each other. We want to play for the other 10 guys that are on the field. So it doesn't matter what 10 are out there. We're all going to show up and play for each other. And I think we did that.
Coach kind of said with you guys, it was similar. You responded similar as to when someone had an injury or something like that earlier in the year. Did you feel like it was that clean a transition?
I'm sorry.
Well, the coach had said it wasn't always an injection, but when you were missing guys before, he could have reminded you guys when you came together what you should have done in the past when the play was missing.
Definitely. Oh, yeah. I mean, we had faced some early adversity. I mean, that Syracuse game, we had a bunch of injuries that lasted throughout the year. So we missed some holes early on and had some bumps in the road here and there. So I think that prepared us for, these last couple games, this last stretch, and really showed today. Thank you.
Parker, you had a slower start to the game. It was like a 6 incompletion, but then you eventually found your rhythm and showed what the defense was giving you, and scored 3 rushing touchdowns that passing touchdown all day. What did you see out there?
Yeah, I think, it was just a matter of settling in for me. I loved all the play calls. I felt like I was seeing what I was seeing. And once I was able to settle in, I think things started to roll. And honestly, that was the case all game. When we were just settling in, executing, the opportunities were there. So, yeah.
Did you do this as a showcase game? Back to the return to
Not really. It was nice to see some old friends. I will say that. I saw some faces that I haven't seen in a while in the crowd, and it was good to see some of those buddies.
Leake, you transferred here obviously for this 1 year. You told me earlier this season that this was a place you need to be. Obviously, finishing this historic season, what does it mean to play this year for Ohio?
Right. The good Lord knew what he was doing last year. I had some high hopes going into my last season, big dreams, big aspirations for myself, and I tore my ACL in the middle of last season, and then those dreams kind of were a little shaky, and I wasn't sure, coming to Ohio, that it was a great opportunity, and I couldn't have been more happy coming here, and he really just blessed me and put me in the perfect opportunity. Because who knows where I would have ended up if I had never tore my ACL last year. So it was just truly a blessing, and I've enjoyed every single moment here, from the rounds on the golf course with these guys, and just eating team dinner. All the stuff. But these guys, it's just a team full of outstanding guys, the best guys you'll ever meet. And I know at the end of the day, I've got 100 brothers from Athens, Ohio, that I would have never had. So.
And it's just the same kind of question you transferred this 1 year with
beyond blessed for the opportunity. Playing with a great group. Like Coach was saying earlier, our offense complements the defense complements the offense. And honestly, I could have ended up anywhere, but God wanted me here. Very grateful for the opportunity.
For all 3 of you guys, just what does it mean the fact that now 11 wins in the season, MAC championship bowl, and what does it mean that you 3 are at the forefront of perhaps the best season in this program's history?
Yeah, it's special. I think it's special for the people of Athens, the Bobcat community. Something that hasn't been done here, 11 wins ever, and then MAC championship in a while. So it means a ton, and I've talked to some people back in Athens, and I just have realized how much it actually means to that community. And so for me personally, this will be a memory I will forever cherish. And like these two said, I'm just grateful for this team.
Trey, I gotta ask, can you walk us through some of that play? Because I could ask Parker how we threw that and how that worked, but from your perspective, seeing it, what did you read? What did you see? How did you know the ball was even coming? And that seemed to be a crazy play for you.
Yeah, like I say, Parker is one of the most athletic quarterbacks I've ever played with. With him, the play's never dead. I saw the corner there, 2-on-1 basketball. He had to either take Parker or take me, and so I kind of gave Parker the option, and Parker made an incredible play, got the ball to me, and I was able to score and help our team. But this guy always finds a way, whether it's him making the play or get the ball to somebody else to make a play.
Couple more.
Blake, for you, Trace Stewart entered the year, entered this game, top 3 rushing yards. Can you tell me just 20 seconds today, what do you say about the defensive effort performance to hold to that number?
Right. I'm going to answer this the same way I always do, is it's that front four. Whichever one of those D linemen are in there, those 4 guys, they come to play every time. And I would hate to be on the O-line for another team facing our front four. And then our guys played well in the back end, coming down, filling lanes. And we do our job, and we do it well. And when we do it well, we get good results. But, it's those front 4. That's been my answer all year. And I couldn't have been blessed to play behind a better 4.
You mentioned athleticism. Talk about the hurdle, not only 1 but 2, throughout the course of the game.
I think it's just a confidence thing. Like when you get into the flow of the game, you get into a rhythm. And being a bigger running back, I know, you watch film, they go low on me. And I've been blessed to actually run hurdles for 10 plus years of my life before I started playing football. So being able to, to go up, go over, and make a play, get those few extra yards.
Like that interception, when you put that mid off the first half of the game, you put that off the first half, you think you're going to be able to get an interception with it?
Not a chance. And I've dropped several balls in practice that should have been caught. So I didn't have the best, the highest of hopes catching the interception once I had that club from the EMU game. But, it just worked out perfect. It worked out.
All right, guys, wrap it up. Let's talk about this entire bowl week experience. How would it like to be here a week in Orlando and playing the Cure Bowl?
Personally, I would say it's an honor. I think the Cure Bowl did a great job. The little charity event we did a day ago was amazing. Both teams had a lot of fun. I know I had a lot of fun. Like I said, a great cause. Our team, we had a lot of fun, starting at Topgolf to the charity event to today, celebrating this big win. And like I said, it's a special group of guys. I'm honored to be with them, and we made the most of it.
Good, Parker.
Yeah, and I agree with everything he said. It's a good cause. There's a lot of stuff to do here in Orlando. So we had a great time. Universal was a ton of fun. And the Bowl staff, they put on a great week for us players. And I want to say thank you to all you guys who made it happen. It was awesome, spectacular, and something I'll never forget.
Yeah, just to echo Parker, just thank you to everyone that was involved with everything from food to coordinating where we'll be, what we're wearing. It was a great experience. My only bowl game, my first and last, and it was all I could have hoped for and more. And like these 2 said, just being able to play for something that means something. And we wear the pink, but it's not just breast cancer. It's all kind of cancers that affects every single one of us in this room. So getting to play for that, it adds a little bit of something when you're out there playing. So just thank you, everybody.
Yeah, just want to express how proud I am of this team. It's rare to see a group of kids that stick together the way that they did, and I think it's a fun team to watch play. I think they play the right way, and you can see how much they enjoy playing with each other. And it's been a fun team to coach, and really a historic year for Ohio football.
Open up to questions.
Coach, obviously there was a big moment there where Shea was ejected from the game. It felt like they kind of tried to attack that spot later in the game, and that's when Blake came up with a big interception. How do you feel about the defense, how they reacted to Taylor leaving the game, and how they played the big part of the game?
Yeah, our defense is fun to watch, and the way that they play, the way our coaches get them to play as hard as they do, is really impressive. And that's a group that's battled injuries throughout the entire year. So, Shea getting taken out of the game and ejected, that's not something new for them as a group. They've had to have other guys step up into larger roles. They've done it throughout the season. The way that they play, the energy that they play with is fun to watch. And for a kid to get an interception, he's got a cast on his hand. Those are the things that's fun about this group, is just how tough and physical they are. Is we have guys out there playing with casts on hands and playing at a high level, intercepting balls. They're fun to be around.
Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
What about the player of the game, 200 yards. So how do you evaluate his game?
Yeah. You couldn't be more excited about a kid's success because of the type of kid that he is. He works so hard, he cares so much, he has such strong faith, and is just such a great person that when someone like that has the success that he's having, you're just so happy for him that being a great person is paying off for him.
Yeah, Coach, Jacksonville State had 2 1,000-yard rushers. What did you guys do really to key in on them early on to keep the run game kind of in control early on in the first half?
Yeah, that was that was something that I thought was interesting going into the game. How everyone kept talking about their running game, and I didn't think they were talking enough about our defense and how talented our guys are at stopping the run and how they've knocked the run out of every team that we play just about. I think Coach Hauser's a tremendous coordinator, and those guys have done such a good job at making it hard for people to run the football. And that's a big reason why we've been able to have success running it on our side is, our guys are battling against them day in, day out, and going through fall camp and spring ball and going through the frustrations of, a unit that can knock the run out of one of the best rushing teams in the country. So it just allows us to be such a complementary football team.
Andrew Bowlby at WAB. Coach, congrats on the win. When Trey went down on the last drive and then Ricky came in and they got that long run with the offensive line pushing, what was going through your head watching the team kind of close the game with that play?
It's such a great way to end the game. We've had that happen once earlier in the year too, but when a kid does something heroic like that. So a great description of a hero that I've been told in the past is someone who when tested excels, and in doing so inspires others to greatness. And that's what Ricky did. He's inspiring his teammates by how he's playing, how he's finishing that play. And what a proud way to end the game.
Charlie Fennell with the Post, Coach. Obviously, Charlie Fennell with the Post, Coach. Obviously, huge win, a lot of big plays today. What was it just like being back on the sidelines with the guys calling plays, just being on the sideline?
It was fun. The biggest difference between being up, being down is the energy. And I've enjoyed being up because you don't make as many decisions that are impulsive as you might make when you're on the field and you're kind of feeling the energy of the team or the energy of what's happening on the field and call things out of frustration, something like that. But it was fun to be around our guys. It's fun to have that interaction with them and be able to look at guys in their eyes. It was different for me using the technology from the sideline. I'm used to kind of sitting up in the booth, and now I'm rewatching our drives. And unfortunately, I'm not able to watch as much as our defense while I'm on the field. But yeah, the energy is great.
Coach, going back to Parker, you've seen him as offensive coordinator, and now congrats being promoted to head coach. Mm-hmm. What has he meant to this program? What has he meant to every guy in that locker room as well?
I think everyone just has so much respect for him because of the type of person that he is, how hard he works, how much he cares about winning, about his teammates, and then how much he's improved throughout the year. And he's had ups and downs. And the things that he has struggled with, he's worked really hard to get better at and improve on. And there's not a lot of kids in the country that can play as well as he does off schedule, and the ability to scramble and extend and still make plays like he did in this game.
Coach Grant Kiefer with WAB came out around kickoff that John Hauser had been promoted to associate head coach, your old role. Can you just have some comments on that?
Yeah, there was no better person to fill that role. Him and I have worked great together. We have a really strong relationship. There's a lot of trust between the two of us, and I think this last year has been great for us, both being coordinators, and we've communicated really well about what's going to make us best as a team. And of the 3 years that I've been here, this team was probably the best complementary team, where I think the offense and the defense played really well off of each other. So when I was fortunate enough to be hired to be the head coach, the first thing I was trying to do was figure out how to keep him around.
Coach, how special is it to end such a historic season off with a bowl win for the 6th straight time for this program?
Yeah, I mean, You said it, right? It's historic. There's a lot of things about this year that have never been done before. This program has won 10 games 6 times, right? 3 of those 6 have been these last 3 years. It was the first time winning 11 games. They haven't won a MAC championship since 1968. 6 straight bowl wins. I'm sure that hasn't been done before. So there's so many things that are amazing about this team. And then on top of it, they have the highest team GPA in season in recorded history of team GPA. So that's going back 22 years. It's the first time they've been over a 3.0. So it's just such a special group.
And then I also just wanted to ask you, what was going through your head during that third quarter? There's a lot going on with the fumbles and a couple reviews. Just what was going on for you on the sideline during that crazy quarter?
Just we needed to keep our composure. There was more penalties. There was the turnovers. We weren't playing as clean a football. So we're just trying to figure out how to just execute better. You try not to get frustrated with what has happened in the previous plays. You try to flush those, move on to the next thing. When you're coaching, the things that you want to focus on are answers, and you want to focus on solutions to problems. So that's all that's going through my head is what are the problems? How can we fix it? How can we start executing better?
One or two more.
When you think back to week 1 against Syracuse to now, from your mind as the offensive play caller, how much has this offense evolved throughout the year?
How much has it evolved? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
A fair amount. I think what's probably evolved more is just my better understanding of the players we have. When you add so many new players in key roles immediately the way we did, with Coleman and Trey, Parker had been, kind of a 2-3 the last couple of years, and he was injured most of the season 3 years ago. So there was a lot of just figuring out what are guys good at, what do we do well, and I think that's where a lot of our growth came from, was calling the games that fit us better and fit our personnel better.
Coach, you mentioned the defense playing strong. You guys went through a dry stretch offensively in the second half, but you guys were able to hold the lead and keep the game tight to the end and eventually pull away. What does that say about the team's mentality and how much you've seen this team has grown and played together?
Yeah, that's happened throughout really the entire season. And that's part of the complementary football of what we do. When there's times where we've struggled on offense, they've been able to hold it together. If we've needed to score and extend, I think the offense has done a great job with that. I think we've done a really nice job of getting points at the end of halves and try to steal possessions, which helps expand leads. And then the ability to a lot of times keep our defense off the field in the fourth quarter, running the ball and owning the clock.
All right, Coach, let's wrap it up. Let's talk about this entire bowl week. How has, the whole week been as you look back on the Cure Bowl?
The bowl week has been awesome. The Cure Bowl is extremely hospitable, but the thing that's probably the most special about it is it's a bowl game that represents more than just football. And it's a great cause. It affects so many of our players. It impacts them. I had a lot of our guys come up to me after we found out what bowl we're playing in, and told me how it impacted them, how they had recently found out that a loved one had just been diagnosed with cancer, and for them they thought it was almost like fate, something like that they're playing in a game that is tied to raising money to find a cure for it. So I think that's special to be a part of something that means more than just football, and it connects to a lot of our players.
Thanks, Coach.
Good. Okay, thank you guys.